That is.
I'm running out.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Everything went wrong within 5 seconds of me trying to do something right. So I apologize.
It happens.
You can ask Brittany because she's watching it. It went to Call of Duty, to something else, to something else, to this. This is why I am new to streaming. So anyway, hi.
Hi, are we on?
You were on. Yeah, we're good to go. We're live. Um,
All right.
all right. Giggity giggity.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking.
Terrible, terrible. Quagmire is quite possibly the worst character on Family Guy, but he's so funny. All right.
Alright. I don't know. I think that my least favorite character from Family Guy was after the Cleveland show split and then rejoined. And I just felt like they unnecessarily added some of the characters from the Cleveland show into Family Guy for no good reason.
Courtney, are you wasting all your good rolls right now?
No, I'm testing which ones are good tonight and which ones need to be in possibly
Okay,
guys
Laura.
jail.
Hey, Laura.
Shameful, shameful, shameful. Okay. So last time we were all here together playing,
Did the thing.
we did the thing. We did a lot of things. Y'all did a lot of things, but you all made it to Velaki. On your way to Velaki, you encountered some giant spiders, which you all laid to waste. Not before they almost took out poor Kaylin. Made it off the bridge, through the woods, ran into a couple of creepy things. One of which was a necklace made of elven fingers that, for some reason, unknown to others, that Enoch took with him. You made it into Velaki. You made it to the Blue Water Inn. There are strange goings on happening in Velaki. Ellen Till took upon herself to go to the town square to sit and people watch for a while. Not only just people watching, but trying to gather intel for everybody. It is whereas she has saw multiple people, men, women, and children alike, in the stocks and wearing weird paper mache like donkey masks. When she questioned why they were there, um, it was told to her that they were placed there. Um,
For malicious unhappiness.
Malicious unhappiness.
Notes.
Whereas she also was introduced to Isaac, a monster of a man walking in, obviously a captain of the guard, barking orders, carrying a massive shield on one hand, and pointing and threatening with the other. They're tearing down the uh, the old flyers for the Wolf's Head Jamboree and placing them up with the new one, the Festival of the Blazing Sun. As far as the rest of you, you all were in the Blue Water Inn. You spoke to the owners of the Blue Water Inn, and got some interesting details there. Found out that the young lady that you saved from being yeeted into the Slavic lake has probably made it home perfectly fine. The Vistani encampment is on the outside of town, and that's pretty much where we left off the last time. Did I miss
Sounds about
anything?
right.
Did I miss anything important in the Blue Water Inn? Don't think so.
We were told about Mulgar asked about the ravens.
That's correct.
Raven, and was told that ravens in Barovia are believed to carry the souls of the dead to their final resting place.
So don't
And
futz
that,
with them.
Maybe next time,
Maybe
get
more
the name
their
of this
name.
raven lady.
Well, hey, maybe
Hey,
But
hey.
I will
She
say
let him
I went
talk.
back.
I can see him going, hey. What's your name?
Time out before
He
you warn me
did-
of anything.
So I went back and I was checking out the YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched the ending of that session again.
Uh-huh.
And you describe her transforming and flying away, and Mulgar immediately goes, "Wait, what's your name?"
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's true. That's very, very true.
He does ask for her name. It's just after she's half gone.
Oh, Mulgar, you silly, silly man.
Well, her name's Baka.
Macaw.
Oh, yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, it's rough.
Next time he talks to me, I'm gonna be like, nah, alright.
So, with that, I guess we'll take it up with Ellentil. Ellentil, you have seen what is happening in the middle of this town. You notice that there are multiple people, like I said, women and children and men that are locked up in the stocks. This man barking orders.
Now, I do have a question.
Yes.
Now, this is just getting kind of nitpicky and petty as a history buff. Are these standing or sitting stocks?
Standing.
Okay. Just helps paint the picture for me.
Yeah, they're all bent over, but they're standing
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, this is more because I need to know. Do they have child-sized stocks pre-installed, or do they have like the children standing on a box?
You see that there are smaller stocks.
Okay, so this is probably not the first time that, whether they're halflings or, have I seen any halflings
You
in
have not.
Barovia?
You have not.
So I get the sneaking suspicion that based on the fact that where we are and I haven't seen any halflings or anything, that these were designed for children.
Could be. There's only one way to find out, for sure.
Yeah, but I already got told that if I kept sticking my nose into other people's business, then I was going to get in trouble. But you know, I've never been much of a goody two shoes, so I go to a different guard this time, one who's a little bit further off of the main part of the square.
Okay.
And I say, so I noticed the family in the stocks.
Mm-hmm.
And I know why they're there, because they were maliciously unhappy.
So
This
you're
whole time I've got this big stupid grin on my face.
okay. So you are saying this to I just realized I disappeared halfway off camera because I'm looking for something. No, my glasses are on my face, or in my hand. They're on my face now. I'm looking for, and as silly as it sounds, I'm looking for my Bluetooth dongle, so I can type on my keyboard. But
Sounds like a medical problem.
it does, yeah, dongle. So anyway, so you are saying this to the guard?
Yeah, to one who's kind of like off
Okay.
to the side, and I say,
And you see him just shoving these notices into people's
like a
hands.
handful of them.
They each have like
Hold them
a
in
small.
one hand and-
They have a small box. Yes.
Okay, so I offer to hold the box for him so that he can pin them easier, and that way I'm not just kind of standing here. And I say, were the smaller stocks built for children, or
And he looks at you if you offer to hold, and he just looks you up and down. And he's like, and he turns the turns the box away from you, and he looks at you and says, "I can tell that you are not from around here. And he looks at you once again and says, "The stocks are built for whoever breaks the law." And then he continues.
And when he says that, I say, "You are correct. I'm not from around here, and I'm trying to avoid getting into any unnecessary trouble.
Mm.
Is there somewhere that I can find a copy of these laws to educate myself?"
That is a really good question.
No.
That look
And he
of
looks
the-
at you.
The
And he,
role player just broke my game because I don't have the answer.
no,
prepared.
he didn't break the game, but I didn't plan for that.
No, you cannot find a list of rules.
So
And he looks
there's
at you,
no,
and he actually
like,
says,
8-foot-tall statue
He loo-
carving.
he
with,
looks at you and
like,
says,
Hammurabi's code style.
there is a statue, remember that.
Yeah.
But he looks at you and says, if you do not know the laws, everyone knows the laws. Just ask.
Okay. What are the laws?
No unhappiness. Keep your nose clean. Don't piss off the mayor.
Okay. And I asked, how long has no unhappiness been a law?
At this point, I'm going to ask you to roll roll persuasion,
Okay. Like,
because he's getting visibly tired of answering questions from you.
okay.
You better be smiling.
19.
And he looks at you and he says, "Listen, they've been around for as long as the current Burgermeister has been around. So, with that," and he's whispering to you now, "let me do my job before you and I both end up in these stocks.
And
Keep yourself out of trouble, out of sight, and make sure you're happy."
I take my hands and I put them together like this, and I like in a thanking gesture, and I just kind of back away. And is it relatively easy for me to find the slums?
Walking in, the slummiest place you would have found would probably have been slummy. Probably be the stockyard. There are homes there that you saw, but it is a stockyard still. There's no real. Nothing here is like great,
Yeah.
but there's no real like slum or far be it from me to say, but ghetto or anything like that.
Yeah.
Um,
And so, which leads me to my follow-up question: if the stockyard is kind of the poorest part of town,
mhm.
wasn't the stockyard relatively heavily patrolled?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, from what you could tell. But if you look around, you're in the center of town.
Yeah.
But if you look anywhere on the walls, the palisade, it is being patrolled.
Okay.
So you just happen to notice that part of it being patrolled because that's where you came in.
Okay. But like down on like street level, did we pass a significantly higher proportion of guards in that area than we did further into town?
No, you've passed guards, but nothing like the
Nothing
most
like a, hey,
yeah.
the mayor's making us patrol this area specifically.
the most that you've seen have been with Isaac
Okay.
or Isaac, however you want to say his name.
Then I don't want to stay in the town square, but I've got a couple of questions that I want to ask people who I think I could loosen their lips with coin.
Okay. Well, hold on to that.
Yeah.
And we're going to go back to the Blue Water Inn. So, at this point, you all are in the Blue Water Inn. You have discovered that ravens are, as he told you last time, ravens are highly revered in Barovia, mainly because people think tend to think that they carry the souls to their final resting place. That ravens themselves may have a soul in them, so they are not to be messed with. At this point, Elrin looks and inquires about rooms for you all. She walks up and, like as I said, inquires about rooms, and Erwin, the owner, looks at you and looks at him and says, "Yes, we have rooms. I tell you what, I will cut you a deal. Um, I will give you. How many of your party are there?" And Elrin looks at him and says, "Well, there's 5 of us, and then possibly 2 more, so 7. So I will give you 3 rooms for the price of 2." And she looks at each of you, or he looks at each of you and says, and just shrugs, and plops down the coin, and looks and says, "I have studying to do. There are things that I kind of looks at his new cane, his new toy, and says, there are things that I have to figure out. Excuse me," and then walks upstairs to the room, leaving Kalen and Mulgar a key to the other rooms. So now you all do have room and board at the Blue Water Inn. Now it's up to you guys to figure out what you want to do with the information you have, or if you wanted to, look around, or what do you want to do?
Well, did we want to go check on the Vistani girl?
Yes, but I last time they told us that her family tends to frequent the Blue Water Inn, so I think we were gonna just see if she showed up during our time in Valaki, and then if not, we'll go check on her
Oh, okay.
after. Should we go try and find Ellen Teal? She's been gone a while. Or explore the town.
Yes, we should. Where do we want to start, though?
I don't know. Mulgar, where do you want to start?
Ronnie,
Yes.
since Kalen just mentioned finding me, I'm not ready to be found yet.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, if they know where you went, so you would have to actively make sure that you don't get found. Let me put it that way.
because I mean there are multiple ways off of the town square, correct?
Yeah, it's a town square. It's in the middle of the town.
Um, and I know which way I came up, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean it was a relatively like straight shot.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to go off like one of the different spokes of the wheel. That way, I'm not gonna like pass them in the street.
Okay. Well, you don't know they're coming for you just
Yeah.
yet. Okay. So
I just in my brain
Well-
because I wanted to head to the back towards the stockyard.
I will need you to keep that in mind
Okay.
while we continue then.
So, Mulgar, what's your thoughts, my friend?
Sorry. Mulgar would probably look to you and say that he would want to speak to Rictavio because the Raven Lady wants to know more, but he also knows, like you, that Rictavio comes to the inn a lot, so it would really be up to, I guess, our group that's in the inn whether or not we want to stay and take the chance to see if he shows up, or if we would go and see if he's
Ooh,
in his little cart or
I have an idea. And I turn and look at Erwin, and Rictavio come, and is there a day that he frequents or a time?
Octavio is special. He comes and goes he pleases. He once had a monkey. It was very entertaining to watch. However, if I'm not mistaken, I think that he sold or gave. I'm not sure which one. That monkey. Hmm. Let me see. Yes, I think he handed it to Blinsky, the toy maker. But I tell you what, if you are looking for adventure and maybe a little bit of coin, I my wine supply is almost out. I would need someone to maybe deliver me wine from the vineyard down the road. Would that be something that maybe you all would want?
How much coin are we talking?
Oh yes.
We'll see how the next shipment is over to do. I'll give you.
Hold on a second. Sorry, guys.
It's all right. I'll give you 25 gold apiece. And also, and he looks at each of you, says, I'll give you what you seek as well. A little more information. The vineyard and winery is only a few miles west of you. If you just follow the old Slavic road and the signs, you can find it.
What y'all think, friends?
Mogar's up. He's like, oh, 25 gold.
It's
Yeah.
you'll find that Davian Martikov, my cantankerous father, he owns it, and it's called the Wizard of Wines. That old crow. I could easily visit him myself, but I think that I think you all would do much better, and I think this would prove a wonderful test of your competence. And I promise I will make good on everything I've said to you if you complete this small little quest and then return with my wine shipment.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Does I want to ask? Mogar wants to ask if he has like a cart, hand cart, wheelbarrow, or something. Because he, I mean, I'm assuming that these barrels are fine.
You'll be able to find one there, I'm sure.
Okay, all right.
Can we take like a short rest first, just to kind of? We just got here, and now we're
Sure.
just getting back out. Like, grab some food, relax. You know, I want to cut on my shield a little bit.
Sure, you can do that if you so choose.
Attune to it.
Yeah. I know you want to attune to. Did we say it was magical?
It doesn't matter. You have to love your equipment and just feel the vibes from it.
It's not. It's
I don't know if it is. No one here's been like, "Hey, let's find out."
it's not unheard of. Not unheard of. It's not. I mean, it's not a big deal if you want to take a short rest here, get some food, and hang out for a half an hour or so. Roll some hit dice if you so choose, Kalen.
Aren't you like at full almost?
Almost.
She's got some.
I have 7 temporary, and I'm at 33 out of
Who
40.
who gave you the temporary?
Kenny. Knock.
How did you? Oh, how long does your temporary hit points last?
It doesn't have a like duration.
It does not have a duration.
You're immortal.
So until they're knocked down.
Okay, all right.
Even though it's at
Well, dang. What did you use? What did you use to give her temporary hit points again?
Rally.
That's right, because it's not magical. So yeah, okay.
we gotta rally the squad,
Huh.
right? That's how
that's what it is. I inspired her
Would
to
it
feel
reset
more healthy.
on a long rest? I know a short rest doesn't really generally do anything for those, but
I mean, for a short rest, I get my maneuver dice back. So if you want to say that they're gone after a short rest, I'm cool with it.
No, not after a short rest, but after a long rest, I would have to say.
Yeah, we just haven't had a long rest
Yeah.
lately, so
So is that what you all want to
Damn
do?
spiders.
Is do you want to take a short rest here in the inn?
I'm down.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
I do.
Mogar, let's get some soup or something. I don't know, some wolf meat.
You can have a wolf steak,
Yeah.
which was on the menu. You can have traveler's stew, or you and then there's wine, albeit his stock. He looks at you and says, "I have wine, but as I told you, my stock is running low. We have enough though for now.
I want the worst wine and I want the wolf steak.
I will give you."
no, Courtney's D&D Beyond is on the other screen.
I am so confused. Where is my hit dice?
Your hit dice would be 1d8. So
Okay,
you'd have
That's what I was thinking, but
you haven't taken a short rest, so you still have all 4 of them. So you can use all 4 or just use one if you so choose.
I've just got to use one.
Okay. So, we'll say 3 plates of food, 3 cups of wine, 6 silver.
Would Elrin have had food sent up to her room?
He did not order any food.
He ordered the black cane of badassness.
Which I can see, like when you're trying to like get into, like really dig into something.
Food is not important to him right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. While you all are eating and resting for a moment, Ellen Teal. At this point, what would you like to do? So, in the middle of if you look in the middle of the square that you're in right now, you can see that is not the middle of the square. That
I did have another generic, just kind of picturing question.
3.
Is the statue rising out of the center of the fountain?
Yes.
Okay.
There are 3 main roads out. All right, so you got one that goes one goes north, one that goes east, which is a bigger road, and one that goes south, and you can see it curves around back up. Now there is a smaller side road that goes northeast out as well.
Okay. I want to avoid passing the inn.
So
But I want to take kind of the most direct path back to the stockyard.
sure. So you would know
We'll
that.
see.
So the inn would be north and west. So you would take the north road and then hang a left.
Yeah.
So the stockyards would be back the other way. You would head east.
Yeah.
So as you head east, you notice that the guards are hastily still handing out and still nailing up these notices in the town square. As you walk past him, you notice Isaac is finally leaning against a post in the middle of the square. He pulls out a black pipe. Then you notice there's a large black skull on the end of it. And he actually takes a piece of flint. And not a large, but it's not like the
It's like the average. It's like the regular size bowl of
a
pipe.
little bigger. A little
Okay.
bigger. It's not like from the Germans piping Inglorious Bastards, that thing. But it's not exactly a small clay pipe. It's more of a
larger
status
than
thing.
Gandalf's
Yeah.
pipe.
It's more of a status thing. And it's like a curved one, but it's got a black pipe on it. And when he lights it with his with his flint, his striker, and he starts puffing on it. You notice that when he puffs, the smoke rolls out in a dark blackish purple and forms what seems to be a skull as it goes into the air. And he just continues watching.
I really don't like that guy. All right, yeah, I see this and I make a mental note of it,
Mm-hmm.
because that does seem a touch suspicious.
Dibs on that when we kill him.
And
Kenny. You would also notice that his left hand, that the shield he's using his arm to prop it up as he's lighting, is heavily gloved.
okay.
And then he immediately puts it behind the shield again and starts smoking his pipe.
So the entire time I've been in the town square since
Mhm.
he's appeared,
Mm-hmm.
has he taken his shield off?
Yeah, I mean, well, he was leaning on it just now.
Other than just kind of the leaning on it now as he's.
No, he carries it like it's an accessory.
What is on the shield? Is it just, or is it just kind of a large plain shield?
It's mostly just a large plain shield. It looked like it had some sort of decoration on it before, but it's seen a lot of battle, seen a lot of scarring.
Okay. Then I will, at this point, I'll head back towards the stockyard.
Okay. You make your way east down the road, the wider road that is. There are multiple houses that are, some are obviously lived in and some look abandoned, just like in Barovia. You notice that people are walking along the street. But those of you notice are peeking out. They'll look, and then they'll see you and smile, and then shut the window, or pull the curtain, or shut the blind, or whatever. People give you what seem to be genuine smiles. Some of them give you what seem to be less than genuine smiles. But everybody that you pass seems to have a smile on their face. You head out to the main road. You cut right, and you know that the stockyard is back down this way.
Okay. When I get, and kind of on my way there, I am very distinctly looking for somebody who is probably homeless.
Make a perception check.
17.
You don't really notice that anybody is homeless per se. But there are people that are probably look a little less. What's the word I'm looking for?
A little more ragged.
A little more ragged than others. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Then I want to try and approach one of them.
Okay. The first one you see is a young woman.
Okay.
She has brown hair, a very pale complexion, and she's carrying a basket with a cloth over it. She's wearing a bit of a ragged dress with a tunic, like a pale blue tunic over top of it, and a stained, once was white, but it's stained apron around her waist and flowing down. And she stops and she sees you approaching her. She looks at you and she just smiles really big. And she's like, "Oh, hello.
And I do not have my greatsword on my back right now.
Okay, good to know."
I just kind of approach and I wave, and I say, "I'm new in town. I was hoping you could help answer some questions for me."
She gives you a smile, but it's got that worried look behind it.
And I say, I understand distrust of strangers, but I really am new in town, and your ways are very foreign to me. And I was hoping to get some honest answers because I've gotten nothing but short and dismissive responses from the guards.
And she chuckles at this. I don't know what else you would. Oh, continue. What were you saying?
And I look at her and I say, um, I've been to the town square and noticed that they're redecorating for a festival, and uh, but I also saw a family there in stocks for uh, malicious unhappiness, is what one of the guards told me.
Mm-hmm.
And um, I've never heard of such a law before, and I was curious if you could tell me what brought about such a law to be passed and so heavily enforced as to have children in stocks. And
Make
I'm speaking in hushed tones here. Like I understand like
make a persuasion check, or make a persuasion roll on that one, because you're yeah,
dirty 20.
dirty 20. Okay. And she looks at you and she says, "Because you are new here, I will tell you this." And she looks around and she notices there's no guards there around you all. There are a couple across the way, just talking. The festivals are to please whatever and whomever keeps the devil Strahd at bay. And then and the happiness. We are all happy. All will be well. Um, is what Baron says. So I he believes, and some of us believe as well. Uh, very few, that the happiness that becomes of us, and she's looking around, the happiness that becomes of because of these festivals is what keeps Strahd at bay. But and if you are caught unhappy or speaking out against these, you are considered a spy of the devil Strahd, and you are seized and you are punished.
Okay. And I thank her, and um, I offer her a couple of gold pieces. And
And
I say,
her eyes get big. A couple of gold pieces is more than she's seen in a while.
and
And
I
she says,
say,
"I cannot."
thank you for the information. You've been more helpful than anyone else I've spoken to. And um, I just kind of set it on top of that cloth, on top of the basket that he's carrying, and I head back towards the end.
Okay. To the inn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I got the information that I was looking for from her without having to make it all the way back to the stockyard.
Okay. Um. Okay. So it's not a short walk, but it's a short enough walk for you to make it back to the inn within the time that they seem to be finishing up their meal. It's been roughly about a half an hour or so, which is oddly enough the time that you need for a short rest. Um, as you're walking the street, until you notice that there are several people bustling around, carrying large bundles of twigs, and they are heading in the direction that you are. Um, but as soon as they go past, as you're coming approaching the inn, you notice that people are carrying these. They go past the inn and then they hang a left down the road a ways, and they're scurrying off that way, and they're just carrying large bundles of twigs. It's several people, a couple of children, and a couple of women and a man that are carrying these twigs, these big bundles of twigs towards wherever they're taking them. But they walk past the inn. Everybody seems to be working about their day, doing whatever they need to. You see guards patrolling normally, people walking about. Everybody has either a genuine or not so genuine smile on their face. And you make it to the inn.
Okay. Am I within 100 feet of the town square? From the inn?
No, you're probably no. You're about 300 feet, roughly, from the inn, or from the town square.
And am I remembering that range correctly? It is 100 feet, not 100 yards?
100 feet. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For your, I know what you're, yeah.
Yeah. Is there a bench outside the inn?
There's barrels.
I lean up against the outside of the inn.
Okay.
And I send Aurora kind of to stick somewhat to the shadows, but follow the people carrying the bundles of sticks. And I flip my vision.
Okay. Make a.
I just want to get that the general. I suspect they're carrying these bundle of twigs towards the town square, and I just want to kind of.
They are going actually opposite direction of the town square.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. So they walked past it and hung a left where you stopped.
So we pass like ships in the night type deal.
No. You're going the same direction. So they're on the other side of the street as you.
Okay.
And they're
okay.
Yeah, they're like blah, 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 and they hang a left. They walk past the inn and hang a left. You stop. Okay, so here's the town square.
Yeah.
You're here. You get here, and you notice them coming here.
Okay.
And
do I know? I have no idea what's to the left that direction.
no, you all haven't made it that far.
Okay.
But you can still send Aurora after them if you so choose.
Yeah, I do that.
Okay.
Just for even just.
Do you want her to be stealthy, or do you want her to be?
Well, I don't know how the guards will react to there being a wild fox in the city.
Roll a stealth check. Roll stealth for Aurora. Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So the three of you.
My cat's being bizarre.
That's okay. The three of you that are in the blue water.
Get that cat.
Does she hit the cat, or did she?
No, she clapped.
I know.
She thinks that's the sound is going to do anything other than get his attention. Even though there's a spray bottle within arm's reach of her standing up.
If she made that noise, if her hitting the cat made that noise, I would have expected just like a fur, and that would be it. You have no cat.
So here's the problem.
He's sitting
Before
up
we
on top of
continue,
the printer.
he was on top of the printer, and I couldn't easily get to him because he was on the far back corner. So I had to try and scare him to get him closer to me.
Gotcha.
We've all been there. It's okay.
So that was a 17 on that stealth check.
Okay. Good deal. All right. So with that, you immediately go blind and deaf, correct?
Yep.
Roll a perception check for Aurora as well.
Okay. And this is actual like visual perception.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I wanted to double check. That's a natural 20.
Oh wow. Okay. So she sees them right away, and she makes she keeps on their heels, ducking in and out of shadows. They are hustling. They are hurrying down this road. they when they took
So
a
is this like a
left.
back alley that they're on, or is this like another just main road?
It's another main road, kind of, you know. So they get down this other road a little ways, and you notice that they are coming to a fork in the road, and they turn right into that fork.
Yeah.
And just as they turn right into that fork, your vision snaps back. Aurora has followed them to the limit.
Okay.
But as your vision snaps back,
Yeah.
you notice there's someone standing next to you, smoking a small clay pipe.
Okay.
And as you look, it is a colorfully dressed, you recognize as a half elf with a lute hanging from one side, actually, kind of just on his side, and he stops
As
and
note taker, does Jacob recognize who this is from a description?
did you all get a description?
Of
Rictavio,
Radakovich or Rictavio or whatever.
Yeah, you would probably guess that this was Rictavio.
As Jacob, the note taker, Ellen Teal was not here for this description.
Correct.
So Ellen Teal has no idea who this is.
Yeah, Ellen Till would have no idea. You all would know.
Yeah.
So, and he stops and he notices that you are back from wherever you were, and he smiles and he says, "Well, welcome back. What's your name? You don't seem to be from around here."
And I immediately I pat I check to make sure that all my stuff is still here. But as I'm doing so, I introduce myself.
There's no need for that, Ellen Teal. Because you introduced yourself.
Yeah, I had just told him. Like
Yeah.
my immediate reaction was he knew my name.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Could you?
also said
I thought I would
introduced
just
myself, so-
I would reiterate that you told him. And he says, "Well, it's good to see someone else that doesn't seem to fit the bill around here. My name is Rictavio, and I have come to the Blue Water Inn to play some music and drink some wine and share in some stories. Would you care to join me, my dear?"
I cannot. I'm not too keen with music, but sharing stories and sharing wine, I am definitely interested in.
Well, shall we? And
And I at this point has Aurora reappeared?
she has.
I want to keep him talking until she reappears.
You see her coming around the corner. What is happening right now with you two? Don't make me separate you.
She keeps.
I keep
Nothing.
I have to keep putting Felix in his place.
Just don't say anything. Let Ronnie keep guessing.
And so I just keep it. I just wanted to keep him talking long enough to for her to reappear, and because of the fact that there are barrels there, are there steps up to the
No, it's a straight in.
entrance?
It's a straight in. Mm-hmm.
Then I guess I will like give her one of my hands to use to like climb back up on my shoulders.
And he notices
There's the tail.
that you have this. He's like, "What a lovely creature." Well, and he opens the door and he
I
says,
introduce her to him, and I tell him that she was a gift, and I kind of like scratch her behind the ears.
"A gift. Wonderful." And he opens the door and says, "After you."
And I enter, and
While watching the entire time.
yeah,
Like as soon as she enters, I strip like Norm for Ellen Jill. What's going on?
Someone's had a little too much to drink.
not again.
Listen.
this is um, the majority of my traveling party.
Hmm.
I introduce Enoch and Kalen and Mulgar, and I say we also have another. Is he human or half elf?
He's half elf.
And I
Oh,
say
wait a
we
minute.
have another half.
Rictavio or
No.
Elrin.
oh, Elrin is human. I'm sorry.
And I say there's another member of our party who is human, but if I had to guess, he is probably retired to a room of some sort, um, probably to bury his nose in another book.
Hmm.
And
Well,
I say, sit, join us.
absolutely. And he pulls up a chair.
I gesture for a barmaid.
And he looks at each of you and says, "It seems that you all have started the festivities without us, and which is quite all right." He looks and he says, "Arwen, take some of that red dragon crush if you have it." And Arwen just shakes his head and smiles and pulls out two cups, pours 2 cups, and sets them down in front of you and Rictavio. He says, "Now, don't let the loot or my claims fool you. I don't have much musical talent, but I do entertain the locals nonetheless with stories that are absolutely true." Arwen looks at him and says, "Yes, yes, Rictavio, I know. 2 apples and a cooked wolf steak." And he runs off. And Rictavio just smiles real big. And he goes, "This is a lovely crew, a bit of a motley crew, if you will. Seems that you all are from faraway places such as I. Now as I said, am Rictavio. And Enoch, I assume?" And he points at you, Enoch. "And Mulgar, correct? Ah, you're a big one. And then we have Kalen. Well, it's very good to meet each of you. I am Rictavio. I've said that many times, but I want you to remember the name because I am a carnival ringmaster from a distant land. Now, I've been staying here for almost probably a month, taking advantage of Erwin's generosity and good nature." You hear Erwin just kind of scoff in the background. When I did arrive, I had a monkey named Piccolo. But the monkey was less than welcome here at the inn, and once again you hear Erwin just kind of scoff in the background. So I gave it to the local toy maker, whom the steak is for, my portly friend Blinsky. And he is rather destitute, so I try to take care of him. The wolf steaks here are to die for. And the apples are for the monkey. What brings you all here to the Blue Water Inn?"
We were making a delivery from Barovia.
"What were you delivering?"
Goods and services.
I feel. See, Jacob just interpreted that thumbs up as like a wink. Like, goods and services. A wink.
You notice that Rictavio, very brightly colored, dressed, has a small hat with a feather in it, sandy, long blonde hair, obviously half elven features, and he just looks at you and smiles and says, "Well, keep your secrets, and I'll keep mine, but I think that we could help each other." But
At this point, I look at him and I say, I have, the reason I was outside is I've been um, trying to gather some information about the town because it's new to me and foreign, and I like to know where I'm staying. And
Hmm.
uh, lawful happiness and this Baron that I keep hearing about.
Well, far be it from me to badmouth anyone, but the local, we'll say, leadership is, has been found lacking, in my opinion, and his voice gets a little lower. But with that, he does try to keep everyone happy. He is trying to keep everyone's spirits up with these asinine, and he kind of looks around, festivals. But it is what it is. Uh, if you are found unhappy, you are found wanting, and you are taken to his mansion, where you are judged, put on trial, judged, and then punished. Because
No,
there's
that's ridiculous. Why are we getting judged twice?
funny, you knew I misspoke, but you are tried, judged, and then punished for unlawful happiness.
Who is the Baron?
Hmm. You mean in a metaphysical? Who are we at all? Any one of us, or who is he?
No, no, I mean, like, who
And
is the Baron? Like, what is their name?
I interject here and I say, so I've heard discussion of a Baron
Yes.
and of a Burgermeister.
Same.
And I
One
was
and the
wondering
same.
if it, yeah, okay, so it is just, it's
Yes.
semantics.
Yes. Baron Vargas Valakovich. He is a rather nasty character at times. In fact, at all times. You can find him mostly at his mansion, there with the Baroness, Lydia, and the Baronet, his miserable son, Victor.
Not a fan of yours?
No. And please allow me to interject that the feeling is mutual.
What was the Baron's son's title and name?
Victor Valakovich, Baronet. Baronet. Or Baronet, however you want to say it. I'm not sure. This is Ronnie speaking now. I said et, but
It sounds cooler in the accent, by the way.
Baronet. Yeah, we'll just say Baronet.
Courtney, as a player,
Uh-huh.
has so much, like, hesitation and uncomfortableness about everything going on in this town right now.
I noticed that you said that he's a rather nasty character.
He can be, yes.
We have a couple of friends
Mm-hmm.
who have gone to visit him.
Yes.
I was wondering, should we be concerned about
Oh, you should always be
their
concerned.
well-being? Should be concerned about one. The other one, though, he's a douche.
Okay. Um,
I'm
well,
sorry, ye old bottle of Summer's Eve.
okay. Stop. Lucy says, depending on what they're here for, you should have no worries. He really just wants to keep everybody smiling and happy, so it looks good on him. It doesn't matter about anybody's well-being. As long as they act happy, they're fine. As long as your friends can act happy, they'll be all right. As far as everything else, though, I think, And he looks over and says, Erwin, might we have some privacy? And Erwin looks at him and says, yeah, yes, I think privacy would be. I think privacy would be optimal at this point. And he's hesitant, but he says, okay. And he looks and he says, you, please, all of you, follow me. And I will show you where you can go. And he leads you to a hallway. There are 3 curtained alcoves in this hallway across the tap room where you all are sitting. And there's a larger area past these 3 curtained alcoves, and it is absolutely stuffed with wine barrels. And this is where they store all their wine. He says, "You all will be able to speak freely here." And Rictavio holds. He looks and he says, "Please, are you all following?"
Yeah.
Follow.
Yeah.
It isn't like we haven't walked through spider webs this far. As we go by one of the taps, can I get more?
I'll bring a bottle.
I want some of the glass. Okay.
As we walk over there, can I mention to Octavio about the Raven lady?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
And he looks at you and says, "All will be answered in time." And you follow him back, and he kind of parks himself, kind of shuffles up on top of a barrel, sits down, takes his loot and places it down. And he looks at you and says, "It seems that I have something to tell you. And please, take everything that happens right now with and he just kind of stops and goes, trust me. Just trust me." And then he reaches up and takes off his hat. And what you see is a colorfully dressed half elf bard. I was going to say half dressed elf bard. Colorfully dressed half elf bard change into an older, be it shorter, kind of balding on top, gray wild hair with glasses that is in front of him, dressed in leathers and a large trench coat appear before you. And he looks at you and says, "As I said, please trust me. My name is Rudolph Van Richten, and I hear a cat." Into the microphone. That was terrifying because my dog is at the vet right now being boarded.
He's trying to get me to feed him, but it's too early.
Rudolph what?
Rudolph Van Richten.
Von Richter?
Richten.
Richten, okay. Sorry, I didn't hear it clearly.
Oh, you're fine. Rudolph Van Richten. Rudolph Van Richten. And he looks at you and says, "There is certain things that I must keep hidden from those that wish to do me harm."
You went German. Holy crap. Hold on. I'm sorry. All I can hear is, "We will find ways to make you talk."
This is true, and we will find ways to make you talk.
No, that was Kenny, not Enoch. Hold on.
Yes, no, I know. This is very unlike me, but I would like to tell you all the truth, and that is, I am here to find the devil Strahd and kill him.
Have you checked in his castle?
I guess that I should rephrase it for the smart Alex in the group. Not find him,
I'm
but find
serious.
the way to kill him. Now,
Decided that I
your
answer.
and he just looks at you and says, "We're going to have problems, aren't we?"
And I look at Rudolph and I say, I apologize for our friend. He favors the drink more than he favors intellect.
No, I'm just dumb as a rock.
He says, "Your coming has been foretold by Madame Eva. And you had a reading from her, if I'm not mistaken. What did she tell you?"
He's good.
Not good. I'm just very well informed.
I don't know if this is an insight check. I want to. Do I feel like I can trust this guy?
Insight check, if you want.
I'll help him out.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Get that
17.
advantage on me.
What was it, Jake?
17.
Seems very trustworthy.
Okay.
He's from what you can tell, he's telling the truth. I mean, the man took this hat off, and apparently showed you his true colors, so to speak. And he looks at you and says, "Mulgar, you asked me about the Raven Lady, and I will tell you this.
Yes, what is her name?
Her name is not important. Just know that she is here to help you. It is important. It's just that the DM doesn't have his notes up.
What about the Raven?
She's here to help you.
In what ways?
Think of her as a guide. Muriel is her name.
Ariel.
Muriel.
Do I suspect that she has a dog who is less than heroic?
And yes, it's back.
Is that Coward the
Yes.
Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Dog,
Yeah. Is that okay?
Ariel.
I'm gonna get my hammer. Oh, it's a mallet. I think it's a
That
mallet.
show was amazing.
It really was.
What does she
But
have to do?
since I feel like I can trust him, and he helped Mulgar with some information about the Raven Lady, I tell him not only about our card reading, but that she gave us each an individual fortune telling.
And he puts his hand up. And he says, "Those are for you. They're not for me. I will help you with the card reading,
Okay.
but the individual readings, they're not for me. They're for you." And so you want to tell him all about that?
Yeah, and
Okay.
if you need me to if you need me to role play that, I can, because I've got it all typed out in the notes.
That's okay. So as you regale him with the notes of everything that was told to you as far as the card reading, and he says, "Monk, that's Kresk. That is the holy symbol of Ravenkind. There's few things that bother the vampires more than holy symbols. This is a very intricate piece that you need to find to fight Strahd. Enchanter, He looks. He goes, "The Sun Sword. This is another very, very powerful weapon. Very powerful weapon that would help you along in the fight for Strahd." And he looks at the next one and he says, "Master of Stars. This is very troubling to me because this isn't my tower. The tower where I reside when I'm not here. So, if you will allow me, I would very much like to go back to my tower and see if I can locate this tome. This tome of Strahd is very important. It tells us the entire history of the demon Strahd and everything." And he is like getting almost like physically, you can see him getting excited about this. He says, "But
So did he not realize he possessed this?
it's been under my nose for such a long time." I'm getting my accents muddled. Well, they're terrible they're terrible anyway. And he looks and he stops and he goes, "Mists. Esmeralda.
Which one was this?
Mists.
Okay. And you said Mesmeralda?
Esmeralda. Esmeralda." And then you can see a very serious look come over his face, and he goes, "I have not seen her in some time. This too is rather troubling. And I don't know where she is. But the cards say that you are going to meet her, then it is written that you will meet her. She will be important to you in this battle. Treat her with the respect that she deserves." And the final card that you have shown me, Dark Lord. This is the final battle with Strahd. And it seems it will occur in Strahd's tomb. This is
Home turf advantage.
This is not something you should go into lighthearted. And I will tell you this now. You are not prepared. But if you find each one of these things, you will have more of a chance to beat the demon Strahd. If you will allow me, I must go back to my tower and see if I can find this tome.
Your tower.
My tower.
Your tower.
My tower, yes.
Yeah. Because where is it?
Oh, where is... I didn't hear you cut out, apparently.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I was like, yes, my tower. What do you want from him at this point? I was like, I don't know what to do. Is this like a who's on first situation? What's happening?
No. But what's on second and I don't know who's on third. Today's pitching and tomorrow's catching.
Correct.
I know.
My tower is close to Lake Bartok, but it's not very far from here. But it is a bit of a haul.
Okay. Well, wasn't the cart out in the stockyard yours?
Yes.
Okay. So, like, when I thought you said tower, like, I thought it was that, and I was like, that's a cart.
No, I have a tower.
If you squint, it's a tower.
Okay.
If you do this, no, I have a tower. It's across the Luna River crossroads. If you follow
from the parapets here.
No.
Okay.
It's through the woods.
I look at the party and I say, do we want to go help him, see if we can find him?
You stay here.
Yeah, we have another
there are things that you can do here. You can help Erwin. Um, there are many things here. Please, allow me first to see if I can uh, get um, this tome for you.
Okay. Move.
Will you meet us back here?
I will send word or meet you here. Either way,
Send word by Raven, please, if you can.
and he just looks and he smiles and he goes, "I would have it no other way." So with that, and he takes his hat and he fastens it back on his head, and he's back to the younger, brightly colored dressed half elf bard Rictavio and goes, Rictavio has to make his exit now. Remember, I will send word. In the meantime, as I said, there are things here that you may find interesting. There's Blinsky's toys. There are things going on here with the Burgermeister. And Arwen always has something for people to do.
Well, we do have a job from
Yeah.
Well,
whatever his name is.
Arwen, so with that, I bid you farewell and good luck. And he walks off.
Later.
He still look old and.
No, he placed his hat back on his head, so he's back to Rictavio.
I do have a question.
Okay.
Rolling back a couple of sessions. Can you describe the building in which my dreams have shown me?
Sure.
I just want to make sure.
Like right now, you mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Am I
Are you trying
thinking
to
that
piece together things?
that a mansion?
So what you have dreamt about? Let me get my notes here. I am working on weird notes, and I apologize, guys.
Yeah, I do have in my notes. I have from night 2. I haven't. I need to go back through and see if I can demark my first dream. But it
Real
says
quick.
same mansion.
It is a 2-story house mansion. Yes. It is what you remember of it. It is not in good state. It was right.
Have I been able to spot from
You
anywhere?
from where you have been, no. Okay, Kenny.
Real quick. Did he have anything covering his neck?
No.
Either, like, form?
Well, yes. In form, he has like almost like a duster with the collar turned up, but that's about it.
Okay, so nothing like a
he had-
choker or something like
No leathers on, but the duster over it. No choker or anything like that you saw.
Okay.
Very almost like I can say this to you guys, but almost steampunkish in the way he was dressed as Rudolph. But very very. Let me put it this way: if y'all can see this is Rictavio.
Bring it that way more. I can't. Okay.
This is Rudolph.
Red-nosed hunter, have a very shiny knife.
And he stabby.
Is that a cane or
Yes. So what you saw in
yes
his
to both?
what you saw in his hand was a cane.
Right. It's his boomstick.
It's his boomstick.
I want to pull Mulgar to the side and say,
Hey.
I want to remind him. I mean, I told him about my dream before we went to Mad Maggie's house, or not Mad Maggie, Mad Mary, Mad Market.
Mad Mary. Mad Mary. Mad
Mad Mary. Maggie is in the one that you just played, Avernus.
Yeah.
Wait,
I'm like,
wait, hold on.
They're
Willow is the
stupid.
name of the creature or the character, not the person. It's not the race of people that he is. Willow is his name. I just wanted to get that in there.
I want to. I'm starting to suspect that perhaps the Baron's mansion is the mansion from my dreams, which would mean that the Baroness is potentially the woman uh, I have been seeing. And now, again, this is Mulgar and I are off to the side, whispering. I'm being very intentional not to share this information with new people.
Yeah, we got that. We got that. Trust me.
Wait, are you saying?
Courtney's sitting here like very intrigued, and
I'm
I
staring
wanna
at a
make
mirror,
sure
taking my
that
hat on and off, seeing if I change.
Are you saying that we should go up there and perhaps just walk in?
at the very least get somewhere that we can see the mansion from the outside. Because in my dream I start outside the mansion, correct? Like
Correct.
I've seen.
You've seen the outside and inside. The first time you started inside.
Yeah.
Second time you started outside. And then you
So
found yourself inside.
Yeah, so I would be able to, if this is the mansion, I would be able to recognize.
Correct.
And I say just, and if it is the same mansion from my dreams, then we can plan accordingly. But there's no point in planning to break in or find a way to get ourselves invited inside unless absolutely necessary.
Okay. If you say so, I'll keep an eye out for it then.
Can Mulgar fly at this point?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can never remember what level we get what druids get what abilities as a wild shape.
We're gonna need a couple more levels before Mulgar's just,
Yeah, I was gonna say if you could wild shape into a bird, then we could just loop.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, I think.
So when we leave, can I ask the barkeep, whatever his name is?
Erwin.
Erwin, yeah. Can I ask him, I guess, sort of like whispering, I guess, is the mansion like, where is it in place of town, or maybe outside of character, like where is it in place of town? Is it on our way, like to that vineyard or whatever, to pick up that stuff if we were to do that?
No. But he looks at you and says, but it's no secret where the Burgermeister's mansion is, so we can talk freely about it. What I can tell you is this. Slipped into a little German there. Need to stop doing that. I need to work on my accents.
Wiener Schnitzel?
Wiener.
Nah, these people good.
He said Wiener.
It's Wiener.
If you go out to the main road, you go a little ways down and you hang a left. And then you'll find that the road forks, and you follow the right of the fork, and you trust me, you will not miss it.
Can you see it from the fork in the road?
Am I
Roughly.
suspiciously familiar with the path he's describing?
Well,
To the fork?
I don't know where you are at this point, so he's mostly just telling Mulgar.
I'm standing with Mulgar. Because
Are you-
I
okay.
would have walked down with Mulgar.
Oh, he stopped whispering to you. He's like, there's no sense in it.
Mulgar.
Yeah, it sounds very familiar to you.
At this point, I tap Mulgar on the arm and I kind of like give him like an eyebrow, like hey, I think I might know what he's talking about.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Mulgar's nudge is just like shoulder grab.
It's a Goliath nudge. to the back of the head. All right, what do y'all want to do?
How long is it gonna take for us to get the wine?
Yeah, it's up to you guys.
Well, even if we leave right now, how far is it to the winery and back?
You can make it in less than a day.
Yeah. Note taker says he said a few miles outside of town.
Yeah.
So with that being said, when does this festival start?
3 days from now. Well, today, tomorrow, next day, and then it starts the day after. So 3 days.
So we need to get this wine quickly because I feel very unsure about this festival still, and I feel like we need to
And
find.
at this point, I kind of, as we were sitting down at the table, I would have, before we went to that back room with Rictavio / Rudolph, as I was asking those questions, I kind of would have filled people in on what I'd seen, the family and the stocks, the malicious unhappiness, and all of that.
I would say it's going to take you 3 hours of travel time.
To and from, or just two?
To and from.
I was really worried you were going to say it's going to take you about 3 hours to have told them all of that.
Oh, gosh, no. Unless you're completely, like...
What time of day is it?
Work. It's, I forgot. Y'all left early morning. It's pushing probably after everything you've done. It's afternoon. It's after lunch, so it's probably pushing 2 or 3 o'clock in the day.
And I'll look at them and I'll say, why don't you go fill Elrin in on everything? Mulgar and I have something that we need to attend to real quick, and we will meet you outside.
Just
Sure.
how long would it take to get to the vineyard? I don't know, say on like horseback or something crazy like that.
Cut that in half. I'd say it would take you probably 45 to 50 minutes on horseback.
Okay, so I'm just curious.
I'm not sure you could turn into an animal big enough to carry everybody.
No way, dude. How much does everybody weigh right now? Give it to me.
Let me crunch some numbers. I'm going to Leroy Jenkins this.
Description: 109 pounds.
Ooh, use a wavy lass.
I am.
I'm only 5'3", so.
I am unknown. I apparently did not roll that.
Elvin. I'm going to say you're Elvin. How tall are you?
I,
Probably didn't roll that either.
I'm gonna say 5'3". I like that.
She wants to be taller than you.
I'm going to say you're 5'2".
But I want to be 5'3".
2. And because you're probably a little more muscular than him or her than Ellen Teal, because you're a friggin' monk. I'm going to say, and we'll put you at about 115, 120.
Okay.
Enoch?
Add them together, plus 10.
At,
With armor, everything.
239?
Give or take.
Yeah. So 239 plus 229.
Okay, I have a cat who's asking super politely to be fed, so I'm gonna go feed him real quick.
Okay.
That's cool.
Oh, he's asking super politely. He's not like fighting you.
That's really funny. Like, he's muted, but you can still hear it on Courtney's headset.
Yeah.
That was
All right. So with that, We gotta wait till he gets back. What are Kalen and Enoch doing while they go?
Well, I guess since they're doing their secret scroll shit, we should go get wine and come back in those 3 hours. And then, like,
That's true.
I'm just
I
gonna
mean,
go
if
do
we
something out
think
in the
it's
living room.
safe, I'm totally down.
I'm laughing at Moose and Squirrel.
Yeah. So, Kaylin, you and I are probably the most durable out of everyone here. Call it 100.
Oh,
You're just tall. Shut up. You stand in a doorway.
Where do I
Or-
find my where in this description thing would I find my height?
You have to roll your height.
Well, you
Or
told me
just
like
make it up.
5'2".
Be 5'4".
I'm putting what you gave me.
We have
I'm
glasses.
being nice.
4, not 2. Just like the eyes. Did anything happen from like when I hugged the shield for an hour? Ronnie.
Hold on, I'm trying to figure out what she's got.
Yogurt.
It's edible cookie dough.
Oh,
There you go. It's cookie dough.
I thought it was that yogurt that makes you poop.
No.
All right, what'd you say, Mulgar?
no, nothing. I didn't say that.
I mean,
Yours
Enoch.
sucks, Smack.
Enoch, what'd you say?
Anything happen when I hugged the shield for an hour?
No,
Okay, cool.
you just got a cool looking shield.
Yeah. All right, rock.
Okay.
Thank you, John.
So are we actually leaving them? Because I'm totally
Uh-oh.
down.
I mean, like at this
We
point,
can kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah, that's true.
Are y'all saying this out loud?
Mulgar's not paying attention.
right? It doesn't matter if we are.
No, it matters
Sure.
to me, the DM.
I mean,
So I'll turn and look at Ellen Teal and Mulgar and say,
I didn't mean to be I wasn't being a jerk. I was saying there are
no,
things.
we
Yeah,
get it.
yeah.
You want to put us on the spot? Let's go. Like, we made these arrangements with the guy that like housing us. So
yeah.
Erwin looks at you.
Ellen Keel knows nothing about your business with the winery, unless
Yeah, so
we have no idea what your business is with Mulgar.
yeah.
Mulgar
So
just
it doesn't
looks
freaking
So
matter.
I'm gonna look at them because they haven't left yet and say, how long do you think your adventuring is gonna take?
Mulgar just looks at Ellen too.
Jacob looks at the DM.
What? What?
How
What?
long do you
How long
suspect
is it
their
going to take
thing
me
to
to
take?
get us to the mansion and confirm
Less than half an hour?
less than half an hour?
I mean, you're just going. You're not like kicking your way in and burning the place down, are you?
No. I just want to get to somewhere that I can see it. And then, I mean, if they don't want to wait, that's fine. Because if my suspicion is correct,
Then you're gonna want to go and.
Mulgar and I are going to have some potential planning to do.
I also have a question. This is probably really stupid. Outside the game, I guess. Is there photography in this world? Like,
No.
no.
No, you draw everything.
Everything's.
That makes more sense. I'm sorry. I was gonna ask like,
If you close your eyes really fast
hey,
It's
towards
like
the
a
bright
fun
light,
sketchbook.
and then
Well, I mean, it's not a dumb question. I mean, I'm not sure
No, it's not.
historically when the first chemical used to
And-
preserve an image.
It's also fantasy, so
Yeah, I mean, they've also got boomsticks significantly earlier than boomsticks were supposed to exist.
yeah, like you all don't know if gunpowder exists in Barovia or not yet.
Yeah.
I can tell you now. With that, Erwin looks at you and says, You want to go to the winery by yourselves?
Do you think that's okay?
No, do not.
Why?
Because you're going to be traveling the old Slavic road by yourselves. You can only assume
Yeah, I
that
didn't think about that.
I can only assume that all of you have traveled this far together. I would think it's folly to travel anywhere else in this place by yourself.
Good point. So then I'm gonna turn to Mulgar and Elendil and be like, can we get our money first and then you can go look at your stuff?
We did.
Or do what you're gonna do?
Why don't y'all go talk to Elric and fill him in on everything? And by the time you're done catching him up, we should be back.
And if it's like longer than like 5 or 10 minutes, Mulgar's got you right on the back of a giant badger. Just kidding, I can't be a badger. I'm sorry. Or direwolf or something.
So I'm gonna turn and look at Enoch and say, you think that's okay? Because he has a point about the Slavic road.
Sure.
Enoch's not happy.
So I'm just gonna walk upstairs and find a door that might be Elrin's.
Just knock on somebody.
If you look at
I'm sure we can
Hi.
find him.
if you look at the key,
Knock, knock.
Enoch knock. If you look at the keys,
I didn't get a key.
I have one. I'll show you.
Right.
Oh no, Mulgar has the other
Didn't.
key.
I'll be right back, guys.
Well, me and Kayla.
So I'll show Enoch which key is mine.
And in interest of time, like I will waste a wild shape so that I may turn into a horse and gallop through the old road.
wait. You all said you were going to the mansion,
Yeah,
though,
we're
right?
gonna go to the mansion. Yeah.
You don't need to turn into a horse to go to the mansion.
Yeah, but I don't want it to take too long. You said it would take like half an hour. That's too long.
He wants to gallop there.
I mean, if you whatever you want, dude. I mean, you can.
I would see him like start to. I'm just like,
Who needs
I have
wild
not seen
shape?
any horses on the city streets.
There's just a sign.
You have. The DM just hasn't explained them to you.
Horses don't exist in this world.
Bum, bum, bum.
It's all bad.
I was more thinking along the lines of like they don't want to have to worry about the cleanup on the city road.
They don't really give a crap about the crap. They really don't care about the cleanup. Most places here.
So yeah, I just suggest that we travel on.
Do I have to get my own pickle? Alright, oh. I wasn't muted. Anyways, yeah, I won't change into a horse. That seems like ill will, or not ill will, but whatever.
Excessive,
Yeah,
ill-advised.
there you go.
And so we start. We head.
Okay. You all make your way out of the inn, and you go down the main road towards the east, and you cut left at the very first one that you see, the very first road that Erwin told you about. As you go down this road, you notice off to the left that there's a small gathering on the side of the road. And what you see is about 30 people standing around watching. And you notice that there's a small monkey that is doing a jig in the middle of this group. All of these people that you see, almost all of them are wearing like a dusty black and white clothing. There are 3 people in this group of about 30 that are laughing uproariously. They are just cutting up. They think it's the best thing ever. One of them is wearing a bright green dress. She has a bunch of shiny jewelry and a red scarf all around. The other 2 are dressed about the same way as the others. As you grow a little bit closer, most of the people that are standing there turn around and look, and then you see them look at the monkey again, and then they start giving really pathetic fake laughs and smiles. And as you walk a little closer to them, you notice the monkey breaks away and runs up to you, and it's wearing a little red vest and a little red hat, and it pulls a card and out of its vest and gives you one of those, kind of like, and waves it in front of you, and is holding it.
I'll take the card, and I suspect that it's a business card for the toy shop.
If you look on the card, it says in common, "Is no fun, is no Blinsky," on it. And he gives one of those monkey, shows you all of his teeth, smiles, and then runs away. And then stops halfway, looks at you, and does this and runs away again. Almost like, kind of, like he knows you.
Oh, I get it. It's because they're not funny.
Huh.
I just kind of pat Mulgar on the shoulder and go, and we just keep walking.
You notice that the woman that's dressed in the green dress breaks away from the group, and she kind of walks a little faster to catch up with you. She's not making herself inconspicuous in the least.
Right. So if I see that she's trying to catch up with us, then I'll kind of cut my pace in half so she can catch up.
As she walks up to you, she stops and she goes, "Hello." And you see her with on her hip. She has a large dagger and a bow strung across her back with a quiver of arrows.
Okay.
And she says, "My name is Sasha, and I noticed that you are new here. No?
We're not new.
Oh, I think you are."
I look at Mulgar and I just kind of roll my eyes and I say, "Yes, we're new in town."
All right, I was about to ask Mulgar to make a deception roll, but she goes, "Well, I wander this land alone, and I am searching for someone, someone that I have not seen in some time. Well, this is he's an odd someone, but that is neither here nor there. Um,
What's
I,
his name?
yeah, it depends on who he is at the moment. We'll just say that for now. But I was just wondering, do you have you seen anyone like you around? When I say like you, I don't mean like you. I mean not from here.
If I did, I'd have a heart attack.
Who is she talking to both of us? Or
Yes, to both of you.
Okay.
Mulgar is just talking talk.
I mean, we've seen we came from another village, so I mean we've seen people from not here. I mean foreign, like really foreign.
I believe you know what I
I
mean.
have not.
I believe you know what I mean.
I just say I'm afraid I have not. The most foreign that I've seen have been. I mean, by comparison to people in town, would be members of the Vistani.
Well, if you see anyone that you may think fits the bill, I will be around. My name, once again, is Sasha. Please, let me know. I miss him greatly. And if you ever need help with anything, please. And she kind of eyes Mulgar. Let me know. And then she walks off to join the crowd again.
Just to clarify, started. She didn't give us any descriptive characteristics other than foreign people like us.
She meant like not from here. She told you specifically not from Barovia.
But no descriptive features.
Nope. She didn't. She didn't.
No.
Where was this thing that
I
we're
know.
time?
I put one of my little parentheticals there. My suspicion notes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think she's looking for Rictavio.
Oh.
And that's the only person that we've met who is not from Barovia.
That is true.
But I also don't know if I trust this woman. If she's, I mean, she other than the city guard,
Mm-hmm.
she's the first person we've seen who was armed. Correct?
Yes.
Other than ourselves.
Correct.
Yeah, that seems.
I mean, it seems hard to trust anybody in this.
Most of the commoners are not going to be armed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've not really seen any other adventurers that you would to note yet.
Yeah. The so I guess we just continue on the road towards the mansion.
With haste.
And I share my suspicion that with Mulgar of who she's looking for.
Okay. As you go down the road a little bit longer, you do see a mansion come into view. As you come along the road, you see the mansion has plastered stone, walls of plastered stone, and they display many scars where the plaster has fallen away from age and mostly neglect. Drapes cover every window, including a large arch opening above the mansion's double entrance doors. This is a very nice mansion for the area, but it has fallen into a bit of a disarray because of neglect. But Elentil, it is not familiar to you. You see people coming and going from the mansion quite a bit. Guards standing in front. You do see some more men and women arrive coming from as you're looking at it, coming from your right. And they're dropping off large bundles of twigs. And they're piled about the mansion's like grand foyer entryway. And they're just massive, like not a massive, but there are just piles of twigs laying there. Bundles of them, I should say. And about that time, you do see two more guards escorting a very sullen, very sad looking young man, probably no older than 20, away from the mansion. Away from the mansion.
Okay. I tap Mulgar on the arm and I gesture
Hello.
at the guards. And you said they're dragging him, like, or
It's half drag, half walking him.
okay. Can I tell from where they are? Is he in shackles?
Yes.
Okay.
You can't tell if it's like shackles or tied up, but his hands are behind his back and they do have him underneath the armpits.
Okay.
As a player, is this the whatever unhappiness, the whatever?
As a DM, I can tell you, possibly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I tap Mulgar on the arm and I gesture towards him and I say, remember to be happy. And we want to follow them. So uh, are they coming up the same road that we're on?
Yeah, you're going to pass them.
I want to try and blend back in with the crowd, watching the monkey on the side.
Okay. Uh, you're a blue Aladdin
Ish.
trying to blend, which is funny. I think
It's more.
I know.
I don't want to like just be kind of standing there.
Yeah.
And then turn around and follow them. I want to wait for them to get past this crowd and then kind of fall.
I really want you all to make a check for me. I think I'm going to make you do both deception checks because you're wanting to watch without watching.
Yeah. Okay.
Watching.
So you said deception.
Yes, instead of no stealth, deception.
Do you get 22?
I'm totally looking at them. I rolled a two.
A two. Mulgar is as they walk by you. One of the guards looks over and looks you directly in the eye, catches you watching them,
Okay. We lock eyes.
and he sees you and says, "Hey, you!
Hello.
If you want to be next, keep that frown going,
What?
and mind your own business."
I was just looking at you because you were so beautiful.
Roll another deception check.
Oh God. I rolled a 6.
And he looks at you. He's going to roll an insight, and he barely beat you with a 9. And he looks at you and says, hey, smart aleck. Either keep about your own business, or there's going to be trouble.
Well, beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Hey, what did I tell you?
I just, at this point, I turn and I say, I apologize for my friend. I will keep him in line. And I've got this big smile on my face. And I turn and we turn back towards the crowd.
Okay. And they continue off with him.
While I turned, did I get a better look at the guy?
He's just mostly...
Not the guard, the one they're dragging.
Yeah. He just looks like a regular commoner.
Okay. I'm more...
Oh, you want to know if it's...
At this point, because we've been made,
Mm-hmm.
I want to take a little bit longer. I don't want to be as close behind them as I had initially planned to be. But I want to go check the stocks to see if that's where he ends up.
Okay. So you want to follow them?
At this point, I'm going to wait until they get around the corner.
Okay.
The bend in the road, and then I will turn and head that way.
So they come around where that fork is, and they're heading towards. If you follow them a little ways,
Yeah.
you'll notice that they're hanging right on the main road.
Yeah.
And they keep walking.
Taking a right takes them towards the town square, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
They're walking in front of the Blue Water Inn at this point. Now, are you all openly following them, or are you both stealthily following them?
Mulgar's probably just walking normal.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be sneaky because I feel like that would draw just as much attention as following them.
But Mulgar, he wants to add while we pass by the inn, he's gonna try to reason with Elentil and kind of be like, is this necessarily important, right? Does what happens to this person, where they go, important to us? Because we don't know what crime he could have committed. It could be something other than this happiness you speak of, but
Now
I
at this point though, Mulgar, she would have shared that people are being imprisoned basically for malicious unhappiness.
and I tell him that it's not so much what he did, but I have been told. I mean, Rictavio told us that people are taken to the Baron's mansion. They're put on trial. They are judged, and they are punished. The only punishment I have seen so far is, at least for the crime of malicious unhappiness, is to be placed in the stocks. I want to make sure that there aren't other punishments. Like he's not going to be taken somewhere and put in a bag and thrown in a lake.
Okay, well, fine, fine.
Okay.
And so and um,
Continue following. Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, they actually you follow them for some time. Um, and they are more concerned with the prisoner that they have than they are with you. But instead of taking a right past the Blue Water Inn, they continue on down the road, what looks to be more like towards the stockyards.
Okay.
And they are just walking down, and you see, every once in a while you'll hear him say, "This is what happens when you are caught being unhappy." And the sneering a few people, and they're like doing that, like drawing their hand back at a few people. These guys are kind of they're dicks.
Yeah. Um, at this point, um, because there's such a height discrepancy between Mulgar and
Mm-hmm.
um, I don't noticeably drop behind him, but just enough that I'm out of his peripheral vision. I'm more like a step behind him, and
Sure,
just so that it's believable that it's because his legs are so much longer than mine,
sure,
and my greatsword is on my back again,
okay.
and then I'm back in line with I do like a step and a half, like a half jog to get back into step with Mulgar. And at this point, I look at him and I say, "This is what I was worried about. Is there are different punishments for the same crime, um, and I'm concerned what they're going to do to him. Not because he's necessarily anyone of consequence, but I mean, if they're willing to put children in stocks, then what else are they willing to do?"
Okay.
As you follow them, you notice that as you continue on, they're going down the road. Uh, they're heading towards the stockyard. Past everyone, past rows of houses, some dilapidated, some lived in, some boarded up, a couple of shops, things like that. What you notice as they get a little closer um, is there's a large group of guards, kind of a motley crew of guards, I guess you could say, standing outside of the entrance to the stockyards. Now, the guys that are escorting aren't that far away, The town in itself, I will say, to give you a little bit of a clue. I should have done this. The town in of itself is about a mile long, and that's it.
Yeah.
So you you see them stop and talk to this group of guards, and towering next to the guards, not towering, but next to the guards, this large, imposing figure is standing there, and it's Isaac. And he's talking to each of the guards.
At this point, I would like to, if we can, kind of step over to the side, and I would like to. Uh, no, never mind.
You don't want to
Are
go
we close enough that we can overhear? I guess is my question.
perception check. Both of you. Or one of you. Yeah. Both of you.
Yeah, so I'll tell both of us.
Both of you.
Perception check?
Yeah.
Okay. Mine's a 2.
A 2.
Mine's a 9.
What'd you get, Mulgar?
9.
You can't really hear them, but you do. What you overhear a few things. You overhear. You overview. Overview. You overhear. The two guards that are closest to you. You overhear one of them say. Something about an ambush, but that's about it. You don't really hear anything else, and they go up to Isaac. And are you trying to hide from him?
From Isaac?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be in plain sight, no.
Okay.
Like, if there's a bench or anything that I can sit on, I do that, and I start fidgeting with my bootstraps.
Okay. So roll a deception check. Yeah.
Would be a 13.
13. He doesn't pay you any mind. He sees you, and he recognizes you from the square. You can see that, but he just kind of shakes his head and moves on. He's more intrigued by the large man beside of you.
Okay.
But he looks at each of them. You hear it. You see him. You don't quite hear him. You hear him, but can't quite make it out. Point at each one of them, and throwing his thumb back to the stockyard. And then he looks around.
Us or at
No, at the guards.
Okay. How far from the stockyard are we?
They're right at the entrance. You
Like how far? How
you all
far
are probably about less than 100 feet from it, a little more. Yeah, I know what you were trying to do. But I tell you what,
Because we're sitting now.
I tell you what, you are like I said, it's less than 100 feet. So it's 100 feet or less than from the entrance of the stockyard.
Yeah. I have Aurora while I'm sitting on this bench, fidgeting with my bootstraps.
Okay.
She hops down off my shoulders and kind of like rubs like in between my legs, kind of like a cat would. And then
Okay. So you do want her to go to the entrance there, or stay within you?
Not all the way. I want her to stay within 10 feet of me, so nobody goes like, "Hey, there's a random fox wandering around."
Sure.
Um, I can say like if somebody like tries to do something to her, I can switch back and I can like call her back, and I'm like, you're supposed to stay with me, um, just so it's believable. Like she just wandered off a little bit too far.
Okay. So if she's within 10 feet of you, she's going to pretty much hear the same thing that you did.
Well, but she has advantage on me.
It's true.
So yeah, I'm gonna try that.
I will say this. Go ahead. Never mind.
I want it to be believable that she just wandered off a little bit too far while I was um, relacing my boots.
Okay.
But I don't want it. But I want her to get close enough that I have a better chance of hearing something.
So I tell you what, if you wanted to get 10 feet, more than 10 feet away from you, I will let you do, just do a stealth check on her, and a perception check.
With her stealth check.
Yes.
All right. So her stealth is a 19,
Okay.
and then now you want a perception check from her.
Yes. She can get, with a 19, she can get almost all the way up on him.
Yeah. Okay. My perception check with advantage is a 23.
Okay. She
I
hears
dropped
what you
an
hear.
8 and kept a natural 20.
What you hear with her, nice, is that you overhear Isaac going, "I know he's here. I saw him come down through here. We are going to get him. We're going to drag him back to the Burgermeister's mansion, and we're going to hand the Baron his head on a platter. This Rictavio character has spread too much malicious unhappiness, and he will die today." And then he walks towards the stockyards.
Okay, so he's walking away from where we are.
Yeah, he's walking into the stockyard. So here's the entrance to the stockyards. Here's the road. You're here.
Yeah.
He's going this way, towards my face.
I just wanted to confirm that. Confirm that, yeah. At this point, I will telepathically communicate with Aurora to head back.
You see her slink back through, and nobody really notices, pays attention to her until she's underneath your feet.
At the point I see my bootstraps again, because she's right here.
Yep.
I switch back.
Okay.
And I finish tying my boots, and I look at Mulgar, and I share what I heard as if I heard it, not as if. Actually, the way I do this, I go about this is I start talking with Aurora, and so like I'm speaking Fox, and she's talking back to me, so that she can convey what she heard,
Sure.
and then I share that with Mulgar.
Okay.
I say I think now is a good time to head back to the inn.
So do you all want to head back to the inn?
Yeah.
All right. Easy enough to do. Are you hauling butt, or are you just walking at a leisurely pace?
Just it's kind of same pace. I don't want to draw attention to ourselves.
Okay.
But when we get back to the inn, I go up to Erwin. That's the name of the owner, correct? And I say, you may want to, if you have the means, you may want to communicate with our friend that Isaac is looking for him, and if he's found, it's not going to be good.
And he looks at you and has this dire look on his face and goes, "He had to go to his cart at the stockyards. He left something there. Where did you see this? Where did you hear this?
They were at the stockyards.
Oh gods. Oh no. Um. Oh. Uh. He's like completely out of his element right here. And he goes. He's found. They've found him.
They say, if you need our help protecting our friend,
Now at this point, Kalen and Enoch are there as well. Correct?
yeah,
In the tap room, or are you all still upstairs? Upstairs, Kalen.
I'll probably be in a room because we
Okay.
were still talking.
So
to,
they're not here, and he's like,
Oh,
you're the only ones that will help him. I would, but there are things here that you don't know about that I must stay out of sight.
and
I can't be seen helping.
I nod and I say, I understand, and we will do what we can. I say that I understand that you had hired our party to complete a job for you, but it is of my belief, and based on your reaction, I believe we are of the same mind in this, that protecting our friend takes precedent.
So you want to help Rick Tavio then?
If he agrees that that this is more pressing than going to fetch a wine shipment that's running late,
Yes, of course it is.
then yeah, that would be what I would do, and I would I would look at I would say, Mulgar, do you have a key to a room? I would ask him, do you know what? Can you tell me what rooms are?
Of course. And he looks and he tells you exactly what rooms. It's like room 2, 3, and 4.
And I send Aurora up to the rooms and to have her like bark at the doors and hopefully.
And what you all hear is that god awful fox bark that is terrifying in the middle of the hallway. Enoch, what are you doing?
You're muted.
I guess I'll open the door.
And you see, Kaylin, what about you?
well, I guess because are we in the same room? I feel like we're still talking to Elrin. Maybe.
Yeah.
You both in the same room.
Okay, so we're in the same room. I'm just gonna look at Enoch and say, "What is going on out there?" And should we go?
As soon as Enoch opens the door, Aurora's going to like run into the room and start like pushing with her head against the back of his legs, like persistently until he starts moving.
And it's going to be funny to watch. And I pick her up and go, "What does the fox say? What does the fox say?"
Just bark at you again.
Yeah. I guess this is what we do. Let's go.
Okay. Do I know? I guess I would recognize that it's
Yeah, you all have seen this fox
Recognize
before.
the fox.
works for me.
Right.
So Aurora.
Oh, no.
Come back.
I don't set her down. I'm going to still hold on to her and walk down the stairs with this damn fox. And deadman look Ellentil in the eye and say, "You come get me with your own self," and hand her back.
Her eyes are like,
Oh snap!
let's go again.
And I just look at her
With a
and I
big
say,
smile.
I look at Enoch and I say, and I'm like this similar look in my eyes as when I was talking to Ismark, and I say, sometimes it's more convenient to send her so that I can continue getting information. And
Then why did you come back?
And Erwin just slams his hands down on the bar and says, "If you all are going to go, then go."
and
Yep,
I
we
look
are.
at him at this point and I say, Rick Tavio's in danger. We can stay here all day and talk, or we can go do something about it.
Why didn't you try to stop it then? As I'm starting to walk towards the door.
Somebody's got his sassy pants on today.
Damn right. And they shiny.
Shiny.
And they say juicy across the butt.
Nope. No.
Are they like the really shiny, like sequiny ones?
Yes. Yes, they are. I got them off of some.
Okay.
There you go.
So, Ellen Till tells you all, Elrin has decided that you all notice that Elrin is in a trance the entire time you're trying to talk to him. Just kind of, not trance, but like he is deep into studying and cannot be bothered right now. This is basically, Elrin is not attuning, but kind of attuning to his cane. Because Brittany and I have talked, this is his new wand as well. So this would make sense that he has to study on this wand, on this cane, to make it his new wand. So it's not only, it is his spell casting focus, as well as that sword. So that is his focus. So that is where he is at this point. But as you all move your way out, Ellen Till has told you all that it is at the stockyards that you all have to make your way to. And once you get to, you hurry past everyone on the streets, down the main road. You get to the stockyard and you hear a loud booming voice. And you hear, oddly enough, you don't see anyone else around as you approach the entrance of the stockyard. Seemingly quiet. And you hear this voice and you hear, "Get out here now." And it is Isaac. And you see from around the side of this brightly colored wagon that's sitting underneath kind of a crane that looks like it's almost being repaired, is the visage of the half-elf bard, Rictavio, smiling, hand on his sword hilt. Not drawn, just kind of on his hilt.
Which hand is on his hilt? Like, because thinking...
So he's right-handed? He's right-handed?
So is he reaching
His left
across for
hand.
his sword hilt?
No, his left hand is resting on the hilt.
Okay, so it's more of a conversational, like a... my
Yeah.
hand is just resting on my sword. Okay.
Like a Jack Sparrow.
And I...
He's right-handed. He's right.
So I see this, and you said it's the visage. Is it like...
Oh, no. You all know that it is... It's Rictavio. It's not... the visage...
It is the man himself. Of the hour.
It is Rictavio. It is the half-elf bard.
Can you describe what we saw again real quick?
The half-elf bard walks out with a cocky grin, with a Han Solo grin on his face, with his left hand resting on the hilt of his sword.
Okay, so we actually do see...
You see the half-elf, yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
I was trying to figure out, like, if it was a projection of him, or...
No,
if
you
it
see
was
the
like a
half-elf.
sign hanging from the cart.
Don't look too far into my words.
I
Well,
just wanted to make sure...
I said visage because you all have seen two different versions of him.
Yeah. I look at our group and I say, I think it's time we help our friend. And I draw. Prepare for trouble or make it double. Yeah, screw it. I draw my greatsword.
And Isaac hears this, and hears you all walk up behind him, and he turns around, and he looks at each of you, and he looks specifically at you, Ellen Till, because he's seen you before, and goes, "I knew you were trouble," and then he just grins.
I look at him with this big stupid grin and I say, "You don't know the half of it."
And I need all of you to roll for initiative. Give me 1 second. Because I'm going to show you what you can see. Excuse me. So can y'all see that? Or is it too small?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better? Okay.
Ah.
Perfect. All right. So,
I'll be right back. If we actually fight, I rolled a 2.
sorry. So, this isn't really representative of what I wanted the stockyards to look like, but it's what we've got, so get off my back.
Nobody's complaining.
It looks great.
Thank you.
You did awesome, darling. Awesome.
Thank you.
Not, I am genuinely curious. It looks like there are two things in that middle section of like the dirt patch.
Here and here,
I did not. Yeah.
ignore those.
Okay.
Yeah, those aren't supposed to be.
You sounded like Edna Mode from The Incredibles.
Kenny did?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, can you all still hear me well?
Yes.
Cool.
Try. I don't know.
So what you are seeing now actually, that's not what I wanted to use. This man and this man and this fellow and this fellow and this fellow. Can y'all see Rick Tavio there?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I need to get you guys real quick. I'm sorry.
You're good. I just discovered that I have a thing that I didn't know I had.
All right, Ellen Teal. I'm going to put you here. Kaylin, you're usually towards the middle. Enoch, you're right there.
Farther back.
You're there. And I'll put Mulgar here. Okay. So with that, where's my freaking pencil? Why do I always lose things? Grr.
Check on top of your ear.
No, it's not there.
Is it on the floor?
No, it's not there either. Also, I'm going to do that so my computer doesn't sound like it's wanting to explode at this point. Save a
I
little bit of.
still really want Kenny's headset.
They're comfy.
They are
They are.
comfortable.
It's the very same one as mine, except for they're a cooler color.
I had to steal them from my oldest.
Crack
Cool
nuggets.
stuff.
I feel like as a parent that happens.
I feel like as a parent that you're right.
So, Tanner, while we're waiting to
Screw it.
Good quality headset makes a huge difference in when you're playing games like
I
Call of
really
Duty
like.
or whatever.
These are plastic.
All right, guys.
Yeah, I'll take that.
20 to 25. Nobody?
Nope.
Okay. 15 to 20.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? Okay. 10 to 15?
13.
11.
Hold on. Hold on.
At least we all go back to back.
Yeah.
All right, Kaylin, what'd you get?
A 13.
Then it was Ellen Teal with a 12.
Ellen
and
Teal.
Enoch with an 11.
Enoch.
Mulgar with a 2.
Shout out to the 2 crew.
Cool. Okay. Wow.
How messed up is this?
I mean, as far as it goes, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
All right. So, who we have up first is actually your friend and mine, Rick Tavio. Rick Tavio. Okay.
Am I counting correctly? Are there 6 of them?
Yes. Okay. So Rick Tavio, what he's going to do, you're going to see him reach up, take off his hat, turn from Rick Tavio into Rudolph Van Richten,
It's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
blowing these guys' minds. He's going to take his cane, which he has, separate it showing a thin blade. Laugh and hold out one hand and give the come here to any one of them and hold his action. Because he's a boss like that.
Be Elrin's dad.
What'd you say?
I said Rick Tavio or Rudolph must be Elrin's dad.
Right?
Isn't Elric's dad dead?
Probably.
Is he?
Probably, yeah, both probably.
I was gonna say, I thought from backstory, Elric was an orphan.
They're at least dead to him.
There you go.
Oh, no, it's not his turn yet. Okay. First guy that runs up on Rick Tavio. Rick Tavio is going to look at him and grin once again. He's going to take a swipe at him with his sword. Holy monkey balls. That hits. It's a 16 to hit. You all see him. 1d6 plus 1. Come through and swing it and stab the guy right in the thigh. You hear him yelp and jump back. And first guy takes 2 damage. And they're both going to take a swing at him. First one misses, second one hits. Ooh, dang. Oh no, that's wrong. That's probably better for Octavia right there. I rolled the wrong damage. Okay, that's not much better. He comes through with his hand axe and hits Rictavia right in the side. Just takes a swipe at him. And Rictavia takes 6 damage. Okay. All right. Kaylin, you're up.
All right. So. Yeah, sure. So I don't have to move closer. The guy that's right in front of, I'm guessing that's Ellen Till, the front person. The one that moved closest to us.
Yeah, this guy right here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use Radiant Sunbolt.
Okay. Go for it.
Why not?
That guy just walks up and just holds his... What I meant to tell you was the guy walks up, holds his spear out, like he's trying to block you off. And he's trying to give you the meanest look possible.
11.
11. Actually, on him, yeah, that misses.
No!
Yeah, unfortunately it does. You see your bolt string past him. His eyes go wide with terror. Then he just kind of shakes it off. He's like, no, no. And he's ready for it. All right, is that it?
Because I'm angry and I don't want anything to happen to Rudolph, can I use a key point and try it again?
Sure. I mean, it's your key point.
It's not going to hit.
What'd you
That's
roll?
even less.
A what?
A 9.
Yeah, unfortunately that does not hit.
If an 11 didn't hit, then...
Yeah. That doesn't hit. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
All right. Another one swings by, and he just kind of stares you through at this point. And the terror kind of gives way to almost a half smile. Like, I think I got this. Ellen Till, you're up.
You're muted, Jacob.
Jacob.
Is it still looking at me?
Yeah, for the most part.
I maintain dead eye contact
Okay.
and cast Armor of Agathis on myself.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You guys just see frost spread across my armor. And so I now have 10 temporary hit points. And anytime I get hit by a melee attack, they take 10 cold damage.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Gosh, I love that spell.
Wait, hold on, let me double check.
It might be...
As long as I still have the creature hits you with a melee attack while you have these hit points. So as long as I still have those 10 temporary hit points,
Correct.
they hit me with a melee attack, they take 10 cold damage.
When your 10 temporary hit points drop, the armor drops.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I
All
And
right.
I kind of like I brandish my greatsword I'm ready.
Okay. Enoch, you're up.
I will scoot around to the right of Mulgar and Elentil. Elentil, sorry. And like flick the whip out, and I'll hold my action waiting for someone to get within 10 feet. And then I'll like attack him.
Yeah, he's 15 feet away. Okay, holding your action.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, he's 10 feet away. You can hit that guy.
Oh, rock on. I will I'll pop him with the whip.
Okay.
Let's go with 16.
16 does just hits.
Okay. And I'm going to use one of my maneuver dice
Okay.
for goading attack. He's going to make a wisdom save DC 14.
Okay.
And if he doesn't succeed, he is at disadvantage for everybody else he attacks.
He is now at disadvantage.
He is not.
He is.
Okay.
That's
and
awesome.
he takes 9 damage.
Okay, dang. That's...
And that's it.
Well, that was nifty.
Battle Master's amazing.
It really is. Alright, so he takes 9 damage?
Yes.
Goodness.
Because I had the damage or the
Mm-hmm.
number from the D8 and added to the damage of the D4.
Yep.
And I rolled a 6 for it. 3. Oh, hold on. Plus 4, I'm sorry. So, 13.
Okay, so what you see is Enoch come up, take his whip out, and you hear it crack a couple of times as he flourishes this and wraps it around this guard's neck. And when he pulls, you all hear a sickening pop as this guy falls dead to the ground.
Well, dang. Look at
He
you.
didn't come to play.
He did not. He dang near popped that guy's head off. Jeez. All right.
Look at you go.
Dang.
I know how I built the character.
This guy's going to take a couple steps up. And he's going to grab his spear with both hands, seeing that you attacked his buddy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to completely miss you with a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
He
gonna
was
talk.
too scared.
You know, I'm gonna talk mad smack. Be like, you want some? You want to be like him? What now?
And then Isaac. Or Isaac. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's going to look as he's walking up at Ellentil and go, hold on, little one. You're next. And he's going to take his it's a great sword, but he's using it one-handed. Because he is that strong.
Right. Ooh.
Look at him go.
And he's going to take 2 swipes at you, Enoch.
Okay.
First one is a 18.
Missed.
And the next one is a natural 20.
No matter what, that hits.
That hits.
All right.
I always want to, celebrate my natural 20s, but not when it's rolled against... Yeah.
That's okay. This is gonna hurt. Well, I mean, he missed because he didn't reach my AC, but it's natural 20. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
dick.
Well, even if it wasn't a natural 20, it's still a 27.
Maybe he got lucky enough. Maybe. Just saying. That's fine.
Bring it on.
The ground's coming up. Eye for an eye.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I gotta check something real quick.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Don't kill him. Actually, you're the DM. Do what you want to do.
Right.
I mean, it would be quite interesting.
You come through. Yeah. You glance his first one off with your shield as he comes through backhanded, but he swings around and he comes down hard on your shoulder, Enoch. As you take 22 points of slashing damage.
Sweet.
Ooh.
Nah, I just look at him and smile.
You're coughing a little blood too, but that's all right.
You said 22, right?
22.
Okay.
And that's only because he got that natural 20. Frick, man. Okay. Mulgar, you're up.
Oh, yeah. Alright. Mulgar, my man, he's gonna say, I was raised for this. This is child's play. And then he's gonna wash it into a brown bear.
Okay. Where? Oh no! It was right here.
Did you lose the brown bear?
Oh,
We
son of!
change it to giant badger.
You cannot change it to giant badger, no matter what.
I mean, badger sounds.
You'll never hear me say this again, but I have too many minis.
You'll say it at least once.
What was your first clue?
My bank account. That's my first clue.
At least you'll never have a drug problem.
I can't afford drugs at this point.
That's right, because the minis.
Alright, so because I can't find my mini,
Badger.
you're now a horse.
Oh, that's fine. I'm gonna go straight for the head honcho himself.
Alright. Look how. Okay, go for it.
Alright, I'm gonna start with the bite. Does a 15 hit?
Actually, 15 just hits.
Yes. Okay. Oh, yes. I roll, so 11 damage, piercing damage.
Wow, okay. Good deal, good
I'm gonna
deal.
go for my second attack, I'm gonna claw him.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, 10 doesn't hit.
10 does not hit, unfortunately.
But they see against me.
Alright, is that it then? Okay. Rictavio is his turn now. He's going to disengage. And use his bonus action to punch the side of his cart. And what you see burst forth out of the back of this wagon is a large tiger. And you hear this roar fill the entire place.
He's a Pokemon master.
And you see Rudolph look and go, this is my pet. And he smiles really, really big. And what'd you say?
Now I said, can I take a really good look at it?
After the battle, sure.
Just for future reference.
Yeah.
Because you never know.
And he looks and he says, "Sick 'em." And acting on his, she will act on his initiative. Yeah. But how? Because they have ungodly movement. 40, yeah. Oh, woo! Okay.
Was that a good thing?
That's another natural 20 for the tiger.
Hey.
She goes for a bite. Oh my gosh. And you just see her just pounce on this guy that's already been hit. And you just see, like, a red spray come out of this guy's neck. And she just, rolls him around. And he goes limp. And she has bit this guy's head off. It is his turn. So he's going to... Yeah, that makes sense. Scream. Because he's never seen one of these things before. And the only way out of here... 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to make a wide berth. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And try to run. And y'all hear it as it go, "You coward!" Kaylin, it's your turn. Jeez.
Okay, move me up to the closest guy.
You got the runner or the non-runner?
Let's go for the runner.
Truck the runners.
Right there.
Shoulder check him.
I accidentally made you kick him right in the crotch, too.
19 to hit.
Oh, that hits. Yeah.
11 damage.
As he's running, you come out of nowhere and you just stick your sword out and he runs almost to the hilt. And he's just hanging there. And as you pull out, he lifelessly falls to the ground.
And I look at my sword and I'm like, well, that was pretty cool.
If you haven't noticed, these guys, a little bit of glass cannons. Oh, I forgot about this guy. It is his turn.
Can I just hold my sword out to see if they run into me?
Roll an intimidation check. Roll intimidation.
Yeah, no, that doesn't work.
You don't.
8.
8. Unfortunately, it does
I
not.
realize I'm not charismatic. I'm
'Cause
just kind of awkwardly standing there with my sword like...
I rolled a 10 for him just as an opposing check. And he's just like, and he runs up to you. And he swings his spear at you. That is to hit. That's a 17.
That just hits.
Okay. He does 3 piercing damage to you as he comes through and sees that you've pretty much done away with his friend with one, just by sticking your sword out. I mean, he was trying to run away. So that was Pluto. He had a family. And no. These guys are bad. These guys are bad. And he hits you. He hits you in the small of the back with the blade of this and cuts you open pretty good. Not deep enough to hit any vital organs, but it's a good slash. All right. That brings us to Ellentil. You're up.
All right. I am going to. Is there somewhere that I
Not all of them.
Okay. What about the majority of them? Which
You,
I guess is just Isaac and the other guy.
you can do 5, 10, 15, 20. If you step up one, you can hit these two.
Yeah.
And that's it. But Isaac is going to get an attack of opportunity on you.
Okay. Do I think he'll take it if I kind of dash?
Oh, he's going to take it.
Okay, that's yeah. I'll go ahead and do that. I'll do it anyway.
Yeah, he's not one to pass that up.
Yeah. Let him hit me.
That's a 17 to hit.
That hits. He takes 10 cold damage.
Gotcha.
Oh, but that takes away your armor, doesn't it?
Maybe depending on how much damage he does.
You take 9 damage.
Nope. It does not take away my special armor.
As you come through, he hits you with his greatsword, and you see a bunch of frost fly off, almost sloughing off, but it's still there. You're still holding on. So no matter how many points you have, you still do 10 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can have 1 point like you do right now and still do 10 damage. So you did 10 frost damage to him?
Yep.
Or cold damage?
Yeah.
Cool. He did not
And
like
as
that.
he hits me, he takes that cold damage.
Mm-hmm.
I can, my momentum carries me through, but then just kind of these arms fly out of me,
I knew that was going to happen.
and I need the two of them to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. So his is pretty good, but the guard. So that's a 7 for the guard and a 24 for Isaac.
Okay, so the guard takes 18 necrotic.
You all see this tendril wrap around him and just go, and you hear a sickening pop once again. As it's almost cartoonish how this guy's eyes pop out, but you just see blood pour out of this guy's mouth as he falls dead.
Hold on. I may. No, I think it does. Yeah, it automatically did it. Yeah. And then Isaac takes 9 necrotic damage.
Okay, he is not. He's still looking pretty good. All right.
And I want to whirl, stay just kind of in place, spin to face him with this just chaotic smile on my face.
Oh, okay.
That's terrifying.
Right? All right.
That's suspicious.
Enoch, I'm scared, but you're up.
Okay, real quick. To drop weapon and unsheath nothing's a bonus action, right?
I'll let you do it on a free action.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So
I'm
drop the whip,
I'm benevolent,
pull the sword.
but you have dropped your whip on the ground.
Yeah, like I'll
Okay.
drop it.
Yep.
Pull. Now is the pulling of what was it? A bonus action or
Nope.
free action?
You can just go for it. You can just do it.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm gonna use second wind.
Okay.
Alright, which gives me 1d10. So I regain 9 hit points.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. Puts me at. I think that's it. Yeah. And then I'm going to attack him with the thing.
The sword.
The sword. Yeah, the sword. And that's going to be a 16 to hit.
Actually, it just hits.
Okay. With that, I'm going to use goading attack again.
Okay.
DC 14.
Okay. Yeah, his wisdom is lackluster. Yeah, that's a 6.
Okay, so he's at disadvantage if attacks anybody else but me.
Correct.
All right, and he takes.
For how long, just out of curiosity?
I think it's
Your next turn, I think. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So until my next turn, and he takes 18 damage.
Okay.
Ready? And I'm gonna use action surge for an extra action.
Go for it.
Attack his butt again. No, that's a 13, so I missed that one.
Did miss that one, unfortunately. Okay. All right, so it is his turn.
Not looking that bad, asshole.
He's going to take. He's actually going to drop his shield. And he's going to take a swipe at Enoch with his sword. That's not going to hit. That is a 14.
Okay.
And then he's going to. That hand that you saw, he's going to cast it backwards towards Elentil at disadvantage.
I'm 10 feet away.
Yep. You sure are.
Okay. That's suspicious.
That's a 13 to hit.
Gosh darn it.
Just
That hits.
okay. You
Yeah,
see
right.
fire come out of that hand as he hurls flame at you.
Ooh, do I get a reactionary attack for him attacking someone else?
Not that I would know of,
Okay, I didn't know.
because he hasn't moved from you.
Fair.
Ooh. You take
Nice
four.
thinking, though.
You take 14 points of fire damage.
Ooh, just because this just occurred to me. Was that attack roll at disadvantage?
Yes, it was.
Oh, darn it. I was really, really hoping.
I was really glad because he rolled an 18 on the other one.
You're welcome.
So you said it was 14 fire damage?
14 fire damage.
And that is not a melee attack.
It is not a melee attack. That is a ranged spell attack.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Yeah.
At that point, you see that the flame has burned away most of this glove, and you see this monstrous, gnarled hand underneath. And he's just grinning this wild, crap-eating grin. Mulgar, you're up.
Mulgar.
Alright, yeah. The head honcho dude, Isaac, right? He's still alive.
Yep. Yeah. Where have you been?
Far away. I'm sorry, I've been here.
You're right next to him, dude.
Okay, I can't see, I'm blind. Alright, I'm gonna attack him.
Okay, go for it.
Boy. Does a 14 hit?
14 actually does hit now.
Oh.
He dropped his shield.
Oh, we're getting there. 11 piercing damage.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then my second attack, I'm gonna claw. Give him
I'm gonna claw him.
the old clamp.
Okay.
I keep rolling bad. 9, it's not gonna hit.
That does not hit, unfortunately.
Bada boom.
Alright. Is that it for you?
Yes, he is.
Alright. So you come through and you bite down on his shoulder really hard, near the flamey hand. And he is not happy with that whatsoever.
I give him the old bear smile.
Oh.
Your mom's a lizard.
Your mom is still.
Okay.
You sound so sad.
I am a little sad right now.
If he moves,
No, 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 no. I'm not. I'm really super happy for you guys.
The only mystery here, Scoob, is why we're taking cues from a dick and a neckerchief.
Jeez.
Zoinks.
He's Rictavio's just going to smile and look at his tiger again and say, "Finish the job." Yeah, that gets to him. And this tiger, now that you see it, has large teeth underneath. This isn't just a regular tiger. Yeah. Boom.
It's Diego.
Oh my gosh, that's a 23 to hit.
Nah, that doesn't hit.
And that is 5. So he takes another 10 points of piercing damage from this tiger chomping into his thigh. At this point, Isaac is just cussing and swinging and spitting blood and everything. He's still standing. He's still looking pretty strong, but he's not, This guy's going to take another swing at Kalen. And he's going to grip his spear with both hands and swing again. That's a 16 to hit. Missed? Okay. Yay. That's it for him. As he comes through, you easily jump over his spear. And almost like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, jump off of it and land.
And now it's my turn?
It is your turn.
Woo! So while he's doing that and trying to come at me, I have a 24 to hit
That hits.
Jesus.
with 11 damage.
You come through with you jump, like, I want to say that when he jabs at you with his spear, you actually use it as a springboard to flip up and drive your short sword down to through the top of his head. Or her head, I apologize. And she drops dead onto the ground, and you land.
Is there another one?
Yeah, Isaac.
Am I next to him?
You are, yeah, he's right here and you're here. You're about 15 feet away from him.
Shoot him with the blast.
Never mind.
You can use your movement
Yeah.
and get next to him and use whatever else you want. Like if you want to spend a key point to do.
Yeah, I'm just trying to decide, are we going to have a long rest after this? Because I only got 2 key points left.
I mean, that's up to you guys.
Is my debate.
Ellingfiel's gonna need a nap after this.
So you can.
Sure, then I'll use a key point.
I mean, you can uninhibited use your movement up. Use a key point and do flurry of blows if you want.
Okay, which is...
Do you have flurry of blows?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a bonus action. So that's 2 unarmed hits.
Oh, good. So, the first one's a natural 20.
Holy crap! Okay.
Kill up.
So, okay, remind me how you do crits again.
I roll your damage and double it.
14.
Yeah.
14 points of damage, and
Yeah.
roll your second hit.
17.
17 hits.
6 damage.
You all see out of nowhere your monk just run up and do a double, like that that crazy double kick that happens in the movies, like one to the face, one to the chest, pop pop, and he comes back and he looks, and from the first kick to the face, he spits out teeth and blood. He's looking a little rough right now. All right.
Okay, I'm dead.
Elentil, you're up.
Alright. I'll move in to melee range.
Okay.
Greatsword drawn.
Okay.
That's a natural 20.
Oh my gosh! It was supposed to be tougher than this.
So do you want me to roll 4d6s or 2d6s?
2d6 plus 2d6 double it, then your modifier.
Yeah. Okay. So that is 26 damage.
Freaking A, man. Hold on, I've got to do math. He looks
Math is fun.
horrible right now. You come through with a swipe to his back, and he looks. Oh, he's swaying back and forth, and he is barely lifting that sword, and he does not look good.
Go, Enoch, go.
Enoch, you're up.
Slice him up.
Do it.
Let's 17 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Alright, I'm gonna use another maneuver dice.
Okay.
For going attack.
Okay.
Because fuck him.
What?
Uh,
That's your
DC
one.
14.
How much?
I'm sorry, DC 14.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Alright, and
He's failed that.
then he takes 17 damage.
17 damage?
Yeah.
You have a rapier, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a D8.
As you come through, you see him wobbling back and forth, and you see him raise his sword just a hair. You come through and you slice the top of his good hand to where he drops the sword, flourish it around, and you shove this rapier through his throat. And you push a little further, and you hear him gurgle something. And then you just watch as his eyes roll back, and he slumps down to the ground, dead. You all are out of combat now.
Real quick, I'll straddle over him and go, that's what the fox says.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
And then I'll take the pipe and a shield. Because I called dibs on the pipe.
You did call dibs on the pipe. What is?
He goes through his stuff and finds it.
Yeah.
It smells like weird smoke. I'll take it.
You hear clapping coming from the direction of Rictavio. As you turn around and see him, he is back to his half-elf bard. And whoa, when did that happen?
When you turned your camera off.
Yeah, but I shouldn't be that big. There we go.
Whoa, that's a whole lot of us.
There we go. That's better.
It's like never ending.
I'm good with technology and words, apparently, too. Rictavio is back to his half-elf form. And he just looks at each of you and says, so impressive. I have never seen such fierce competitors, such fierce fighters. I mean, this was... Had it not been for the horrific loss of life, I dare say I would be I appreciate you. My dear friend, and he points to the tiger, appreciates you. And with that, I would say that the grip on this place that the Baron has loosened just a hair. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it is a thing. Well done. You saved my skin, though, so that's all I'm really worried about at this point. Hold on. And he looks at Kalen. He says, there's something in my wagon that I have that I think you may make use of.
If he knocks on it again, we gotta run because I'm not dealing with the tiger.
He knocks on it, and a mastodon comes out. No, I'm kidding. A Tyrannosaurus Rex.
That would be entertaining. Hey guys.
And he goes, surprise! It was me all along. And he pulls the mask off, and he's Strahd.
Cursed your inevitable betrayal.
Yeah.
No.
Why? He looks at each of you. First of all, he says, I think tonight has earned you some rest. So please go back to the Blue Water Inn and tell them Rick Tavio sent you. And to give you my treatment. And he opens like this time he takes a big iron key from his belt and he unlocks a padlock on the back of it and he opens it up and he looks at each of you and says, I have things for you, but you young lady, I have something for you. And he comes out and he's holding this chain with a large ball on the end of it. And he wraps it up and he says, I've never found use for this, but I think you will. I think what it's called is a meteor hammer. And he hands it to you. And he says, pay close attention to this. And then he looks at Enoch and he says, that pipe used to be mine. But it is yours now. You've earned it. It doesn't do a whole lot except for make cool smoke, but it's yours.
The boys back at the door, we're gonna love this.
Not that kind of smoke, mind you. But he looks at all of you and says, I have, for helping me when you didn't have to. You could be doing something else. Allow me. And he dips back into his wagon and he comes back out and he says, this should be of some service. And he hands each of you a small stone. And he goes, there's one more of you, isn't there? And he hands one more over. He said, so I have these. You can contact each other or myself at any time. One time per day. At a certain distance. You can contact me anywhere in Barovia at a certain one time per day. It's a little. You can use it a little bit, a little differently within a certain range of one another. So basically, he's handed you all sending stones. So if it is over it works much like a familiar. If it's over 100 feet, or well, not 100 feet, but if it's, we'll say within the same town as each other, you're going to be able to talk back and forth like a walkie-talkie. So, like, if you are further, so if one of you is in Vallaki and one of you is in Barovia, it's going to be one time per day. So it has to be within certain time, certain range of one another that you can go back and forth.
Dude, can you hear me now?
And he looks at each of you and says, please, Mulgar, Enoch, don't abuse these. I will take them away, and you will not get them back after class. But you're allowed to have a little fun. And
Bravo 6 going dark.
Wrong game. And he just says, "Now, I'm going to clean this mess up. I suggest you all make haste back to the Blue Water Inn. I will be fine. I have other means of disposing of these. But you do not want to be around here or around me, especially once Isik is found missing. So, I bid you farewell. I will be in touch. I will be in touch with you once I find the tome. I suggest you all make arrangements of finding the other artifacts." And with that, he's going to bid you adieu, and we're going to end our session. Because it went over a little bit longer than I thought.
We're going back to the inn and sleeping, though, right?
Yes.
Rest.
Like,
Hold on.
bedtime.
With that, I will tell you this before we end the stream. I'm going to say congratulations. You're all level 5 now.
Bet.
And we're going to see whoever's